Greetings and welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into reparenting, exploring all of the tools and resources that you'll need to help you along your journey. This podcast is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading. The second is a discussion of the reading followed by suggested journal prompts. And the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us today. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Before we dive in, a quick reminder. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps spread the word and grow this community of self-reparenting. Now for a few updates. First, I'm excited to introduce our Patreon community, where for a small monthly fee, you can join us for 3 weekly reparenting support meetings. Sundays, we have a guided meditation for emotional grounding. On Tuesdays, we have a book club discussion for deeper discussions and growth. And on Thursdays, we have open topic conversations for real-time support on any topics that may come up. You can find all of the details about what's included in this community by going to the Reparenting Daily website and checking out the community tab. In addition, we now have a WhatsApp support group, a global network of fellow travelers available anytime you need encouragement, guidance, or a simple connection. This is just one of the many ways we're building a strong, supportive space for your reparenting journey. The next announcement is that I've just released my first few books. The first is the Reparenting Daily Journal, a structured 365-day guide to help you work through reparenting day by day. Starting in 2025, each month focuses on a key theme with weekly sub-themes. The Reparenting Daily podcast episodes align with the journal, making it an interactive and immersive experience to help you stay focused and ensure real progress this year. Now for the next announcement, I'm thrilled to introduce Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily, a collection of 3 books inspired by Jungian analysis, mythology, philosophy, psychology, and most importantly, the work of Marie-Louise von Franz. These short, simple stories are designed to help you reconnect with your inner child and experience healing through storytelling. What makes these books unique? Well, at the end of each story, there's a deep dive analysis exploring its themes, explored by journal prompts to help you reflect on how these lessons relate to your personal journey. All of these books are now available on Amazon, so go ahead and take a look and support this project. Reparenting is a journey of growth, iterative change, and continuous improvement. Much like nurturing the bonsai tree, it requires patience, care, consistency, and attention. Thanks for being here and supporting this work, and for committing on your journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is an article entitled, Do You Seek Validation from Others? Here's How to Stop, by Jennifer Littner at Psych Central. Just as a reminder, we are in June, and the theme is Cultivating Self-Worth and Self-Love. We're in week 2, and the theme is Cultivating or Releasing External Validation. Today we're going to read only the section of this article, Tips to Stop Seeking Validation. You can find a link in the show notes so you can read the rest of the article when you have time. Tips to stop seeking validation. If you find yourself regularly seeking too much validation from others to the point where it begins to hurt you or interfere with your daily functioning, there are ways you can manage this behavior. Consider the following strategies. Examine your childhood experiences. Consider taking an inventory of the experiences of invalidation you may have experienced throughout your life, in childhood and adulthood. Ask yourself this question. Did I feel invisible or like I was deprived of healthy attention and praise as a child? If so, in what ways? Then consider how you might give yourself healthy praise and attention you never received. For example, if you were routinely ignored as a child, are there ways you tend to yourself in a more nurturing way as an adult? This may include regularly telling yourself that you're proud of yourself and that you believe in yourself. If you need additional help, consider reaching out to a mental health professional. They can guide you as you examine your childhood experiences and provide tools to help. Use self-care to self-validate. Try replacing excess validation seeking behaviors with thoughts of self-soothing methods that work for you, such as mindfulness, meditation, or yoga. In a 2011 study, found that 8 weeks of mindfulness could physically change the brain, increasing gray matters related to decision making, empathy, and emotional regulation. Practicing meditation may improve your self control when setting boundaries and making decisions that align with what you authentically desire. Using positive affirmations can also be used for self validation. For example, if you want to boost your self confidence, affirmations might include I'm confident I am enough. Practice saying no. People pleasing and seeking validation can be a hard habit to break, especially if you have a fear of abandonment. You can start by practicing saying no to smaller requests before you move on to larger ones that may leave you feeling excessively fearful. This way, you have plenty of practice handling discomfort of potentially disappointing someone before refusing larger requests. Surround yourself with nourishing support networks. Consider your current social networks and ask these questions. Are they encouraging or are they emotionally depleting? Are there communities or professionals who I can connect with that can provide me emotional validation? Support groups and mental health professionals specializing in boundary work can help build a supportive network. Detach from invalidating people. When you find yourself seeking validation from others, asking yourself if you are seeking it from a safe person who is emotionally nourishing or might exploit you during your vulnerable time. Consider whether they have violated your personal boundaries in the past. If they have, you can try a friend who is more supportive instead. Talk with a therapist or take time alone for your self care. Rather than seeking validation for others, consider slowing down and asking yourself what you need and finding a way to give yourself that validation. It is crucial to practice harm reduction by not seeking validation from those who could potentially cause you more emotional distress. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back, welcome back. Today's reading emphasizes breaking free from compulsive validation seeking behaviors by learning to self validate, especially for those whose emotional needs were ignored or dismissed during their childhood. Constantly chasing external approval can lead to emotional exhaustion, instability, reinforce a false belief that worthiness must be earned from others. Healing begins by acknowledging these early experiences of invalidation and recognizing how they've shaped adult behavior. Through intentional self-care, mindfulness practices, and affirmations, we can begin to give ourselves the healthy praise and acknowledgement we missed growing up. This creates a more grounded sense of emotional balance, where our self-worth is no longer dependent on others' reactions. In the reparenting process, this is foundational. We become the kind, nurturing adults we never had. We learn to say no without guilt. We make decisions that honor our true needs and surround ourselves with the emotionally safe people. We also stop expecting emotional nourishment from those who repeatedly invalidate or exploit us, recognizing that seeking love in an unsafe place is a survival pattern, not a reflection of value. With each boundary set and each kind word spoken to ourselves, we rewire the inner system that once believed we were only as good as someone else's approval. That inner shift allows us to feel emotionally regulated and empowered to live from self-trust rather than fear. As we look at the journal prompts today, number one, when did I first learn that my feelings didn't matter? What was the message I received? And what do I want to say to that younger version of me now? Number two, what would it look like to validate myself this week without relying on the approval of others? How might I practice that today and for the rest of the week? And number three, what relationships or environments in my life feel emotionally depleting or unsafe? What boundaries do I need to consider to protect myself and my self-worth? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment. no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.